Hello all, myself Vedangi and I am a legal intern at Lexis and Company, and my today's topic for the discussion is the concept of iddat under Muslim law. So first of all, let's discuss what is iddat. So iddat is an Arabic term which means period of waiting, and it is observed by the Muslim women. It is a period of chastity which a Muslim woman is bound to observe after the dissolution of her marriage due to the death of her husband or by divorce before she can lawfully marry again. So the reason behind observing iddat period is to ascertain whether the woman is pregnant or not and to acknowledge the certainty of paternity. Now iddat period varies in different cases. First of all, a divorced woman who observes it for 3 months, whereas a woman whose husband has died observes it for 4 lunar months and 10 days after the death of her husband, whether the marriage was consummated or not. Iddat period lasts for a divorced woman who is pregnant till the time she gives birth or miscarriage, and if a woman is pregnant at the time of husband's death, the iddat will not terminate until the delivery or miscarriage, and if the delivery or miscarriage comes before 4 months and 10 days, the remaining period will have to be observed. So basically, this period is considered as a balance by some Islamic scholars by providing sufficient time to mourn for the death of her husband and also protects the widow from criticism that she might be subjected for remarrying too quickly after her husband's death. So the period mainly helps in determining whether a woman is pregnant or not, since 4.5 months is half the duration of a normal pregnancy if there is any. And in Muslim law, husbands shall make a will in favor of their wives for the provision of 1 year's residence and maintenance unless the wife leave the house out of their own free will. And Quran enlists the following things about iddat in the form of verses. First is the observing period for a widow is 4 months and 10 days, and during this period a woman cannot marry another man. Also, if a person wants to marry a widow or divorced woman, he may declare his intentions in a socially acceptable manner while iddat period is running. There shouldn't be any secret commitment of marriage with the widow, and once the period of 4 months and 10 days is completed, a marriage contract can be finalized containing the time and place for the marriage rituals. Now talking about the place to observe iddat, so it is compulsory to observe iddat period in the same house where the woman was residing permanently at the time of her husband's death or in case of dissolution of the marriage. And if a woman receives the news of her husband's demise while she was on journey, she is supposed to immediately return to the place of her residence to observe her iddat, provided that her home is within the reach and not beyond. Else she could return back upon reaching the destination. And a woman who was sent to her parental home, she should return to the home of her husband upon her husband's demise to complete the iddat period, because according to the rule, iddat is completed in the house which is the permanent residence of a wife, and her parents' house is not considered as a permanent residence. Now there are certain rules regarding to iddat, that certain things are forbidden to Muslim women during the period of iddat, and in Muslim personal law the term haram is used for strictly prohibited things, such as it is haram upon a woman to indulge into the activities of beautifying herself, and she is forbidden to wear silken clothes or gaudy dresses. She is not allowed to leave the house till the completion of the iddat period unless there is some emergency like requirement of basic needs or medical illness to such extent that it is not possible to arrange for a house call by physician. She is obliged to mourn for her husband by praying to Allah. There is no restriction of seeing the moon or at the mirror, as some people in the name of the Islam they try to enforce these restrictions. Now talking about the commencement of iddat, so iddat period starts right after the death of the husband or after a divorce for Muslim wife, and despite of her ignorance to observe iddat, it would not be held due or affected in any way. And if she didn't receive the news on time of her husband's demise but got to know about it within the prescribed iddat period, then she is obliged to observe it for the remaining days of iddat period. And in case if she receives the news at later stage when iddat period has already passed, she is not bound to experience it, and the time counts from the time of husband's demise or the time when the divorce is given. Talking about the prohibition of marriage during iddat, so the Quran permits only the socially acceptable manner to declare the intentions of marrying a woman observing iddat, and all the other direct proposals or secret commitments are strictly prohibited. Once the completion of iddat period, the women can lawfully enter into a contract of second marriage, and a marriage done during the period of iddat is considered as void. Staying at home during iddat. So during the iddat period, the wife gets deprived of everything outside the premise of her deceased husband's house, and she is not allowed to leave her house if she has sufficient sources of her basic needs. Talking about the rights and the duties during iddat, so the husband is bound to maintain the wife during the period of iddat. The wife cannot marry another person until completion of her iddat period, and if the husband has 4 wives including the divorced one, he cannot marry a 5th wife until the completion of the divorced wife's iddat. And the wife is entitled to defer dar, and if the prompt dar has not been paid, it becomes immediately payable. Also, in the event of death of either party before the expiration of iddat period, the other is entitled to inherit from him or her in the capacity of wife or husband, as the case may be, if the divorce has not become irrevocable before the death of the husband. And if the divorce is pronounced in death, illness, and the husband dies before the completion of the wife's iddat, the wife is entitled to inherit from him even if the divorce has become irrevocable prior to his death, unless the divorce has been effected without her consent. So the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Divorce Act 1986 defines iddat period in the case of divorce as follows. First is 3 menstrual courses after the date of divorce if she is subject to menstruation, 3 lunar months after divorce if she is not subject to menstruation, and if she is expecting at the time of her divorce, the period between the divorce and the delivery of her child or the termination of her pregnancy, whichever is earlier, shall be considered as a period of iddat. And the wife is entitled to a reasonable and fair provision and maintenance within the iddat period by her former husband. So what we can conclude from this entire concept of iddat is that iddat is basically a practice that Muslim women perform to ascertain pregnancy and parentage of a child born out of such pregnancy. And according to the Muslim personal laws, a husband is required to maintain his wife only during the iddat period, and after the commencement of iddat, the woman is on her own. And in the Shah Banu case, the Supreme Court went against the convention and allowed for maintenance even after the iddat period. And due to this, there was disturbance in the Muslim community, and a new law, Muslim Women Law 1986, it was adopted to nullify the decision of the Shah Banu case. And further, the act had its controversy in the High Court, but the Supreme Court, it basically settled down the law by interpreting it in favor of the wife. So it can be seen that now under Muslim law, it is clear that a husband has the responsibility to maintain his former wife even after the commencement of iddat period, irrespective of the economic condition of women. And the status of women has been raised by the judiciary in a male-dominated society, and it has been made clear that women also have equal status in a patriarchal society like India. So guys, that's all about my discussion on this entire concept of iddat. I hope you all liked my video. If you guys have any doubt with regard to this video, then you can comment in the comment section. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel Let's Click. We will meet in the next video. Till then, bye.